Well met. Thought I'd better come and do an oracle card pull for today. On Tuesday night, my 14-year-old daughter decided to make a break for it and ran off. We didn't know where she was for 9 horrendous hours until the police brought her back. It was probably one of the worst experiences I've ever had, and I've had quite a lot of bad experiences. And it transported me immediately back to the memory of myself running away. I was 16 when I ran away, and my mother didn't know where I was. And I have always looked at that experience from my perspective of, well, you wouldn't let me have a 16th because I was rude to you, so I was doing what I wanted to do for me because it felt very much like a survival exercise, teenage years. And my daughter ran off because we found she'd been vaping and she had 2 phones. It was all very dodgy, and that was enough for her for us to take her phone away and for her to decide that a suitable punishment would be to disappear in the middle of a storm and not tell us where she was. And it did take the police to find her. And I just was reflecting because I couldn't do anything for 9 hours. I was completely screwed. I couldn't read. I could just lie. I was wired up to my rife machine on the de-stress program with my son next to me, who was really upset, just like, what on earth, just thinking, what's this about? And I just got to thinking that perhaps everything that we do has a cause and effect. Now, I know that sounds pretty common sense, but what I mean is if we do something negative, like me running away when I was 16 was uncaring and negative, and I had no regard for anyone other than myself, and now I've had to live through that experience, and I found that parenting has actually offered up many of the same experiences I put my mother through and my father through. I've had to revisit that and go through a version of that, and then I got to thinking, is life like this? Is this the fact that the learning? And then my mum and I were discussing, like, what about this situation? What about the character of my daughter, myself, my mum, parenting in this day and age versus parenting then, what the lessons are to learn? And it suddenly started to feel like a family kind of thing, a riddle that needed to be solved, which is a lot of what's coming up for people, this ancestral stuff to be cleared about, understanding kind of who people are, the mindsets, etc. And what my daughter did was terrible, absolutely terrible and heartbreaking, but the reality is that she felt really justified in doing that, and as I did. And it's understanding what it took for both of us to reach that point and what that's all about, and I'm picking that, which actually at the end of it is all about control and anxiety. And so we go on. So that's where I'm at, feeling a little bit kind of and a bit stretched and a little bit like, wow, parenting is my worst experience. It's the biggest, steepest learning curve, because I just don't know what's next. And I think a lot of these problems come from a digital addiction, and obviously a vape addiction as well. And this is the lives these people live these days. So if you're a young person watching this, please don't run away without at least telling the parents when you arrive somewhere that you are safe. Because as a parent, it is the single most debilitating thing not to know where one of your children is. It's just awful, and there's no two ways about it. So today's card is You Are Never Alone. And that is how I kind of did feel. Not alone. I felt spirit with me during that experience. I felt connected to something bigger than me, and I had to just keep surrendering into that. And kind people were saying, do you want me to come and sit with you? And I was thinking, no, I don't want anyone to sit with me, because I just need to be and to connect with spirit, which is what I did. And I kept thinking, as well as my mind was running through all the horrendous things that could have happened, because it does do that, doesn't it? And I was thinking, as I was running through all these horrible things, I shouldn't be doing this, because I'm just feeding into things that I don't know are true, and I'm torturing myself with thinking these things I don't know is true. Why don't I put a positive spin on this as opposed to a negative one? But because of the kind of emphasis of the media on everything bad's going to happen, you know, everyone is dangerous, all that kind of stuff, I kept going to that dark place over and over and over again, until she was found. So it was painful, ridiculous, and I should have trusted the process more and got more into the process. But it was my first time in that experience. Next time I'll be much wiser, and I hope you will be gaining something from that too, because we are never alone. There is a purpose to all of this. The human journey is an experience of learning, clearing, upgrading. So be well. If you'd like a free oracle card reading, get in touch. If you need any spiritual counseling, hypnotherapy, astrology readings, just general support, then I would be happy to help you. If you like this content, please like and subscribe to me. You can follow me on Facebook also, and Instagram, and yeah, be well. And it's been a pleasure talking to you, and I'd be really interested in your views about whether you think I've got a point about the fact that every single act has a corresponding act. Like, you will get to go through the things you did wrong, which is karma. Ultimately, it is karma. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about karma. Do you believe in it? Let me know.